Hi everybody, it's Lindsay Vestal of the Functional Pelvis. I wanted to take a moment to share with you some thoughts that have really been on my mind. As you know, I run OT Pioneers, an introduction to pelvic floor therapy, and one of the journal homework assignments that I give my students is to write a reflection after looking at their own vulvar anatomy. It's a requirement. And I ask my students to grab a mirror and to meet their vulva. And I want to share with you overwhelmingly what the sentiment has been like in all of the journal articles that I've received over the past year with over 150 students. 99.9% of the time, the sentiment is one of shame. It's one of shame that they haven't looked sooner, shame at the harsh, critical lens that they felt when they met their anatomy. Comparison to what one of my students called a Barbie vagina. She felt her labia were not shaped as she thought one's should be. And again, this is not just one student. This is practically all of my students. And I have had the same experience when I did this for the first time. And I want to ask you to re-examine your own response. So if you have not done this, if you're not one of my students, or if you have been one of my students and you haven't done this assignment, first of all, I'm asking you to do so. Then I'm asking you to journal and watch your initial response when you see your anatomy. So first, pay attention to your response. Second, take a moment to process. This could be journaling. This could be just pausing and thinking, wait a second, what was my reaction? Because I think our society really strongly leads us down this path of self-criticism when it comes to our own genitals. And there is something called the Labia Library. It's a book you can buy on Amazon. I believe there's also an online version that I have my students look at. I want you to take a look at the wide range and the wide variety of vulvas that there are, because they run the gambit. It's as individual as our facial structure, right? And it's so incredibly unique and so incredibly you and so special because of that. So pause, notice your reaction, do a little bit of reflection, and then I want you to go and look at the Labia Library. And do so not with a critical, competitive sort of comparison lens, but take a step back and just literally stop and completely respect the wide range of what is normal. And try to reprocess it through that lens, because at the end of the day, every single vulva is so incredibly beautiful and unique. And I think once we're able to view our own anatomy through this lens, it's then that we can help our clients do so, right? If we truly embody and believe this, even if it takes a little bit of coaching, even if it takes a little bit of self-talk, which it does, once we get there, we can absolutely impart this to our clients. And what a valuable lesson. What an incredibly important belief, self-belief, that your vulva is beautiful. Right? It's such the undercarriage of our self-esteem and our self-worth. And if we can notice that first reaction that we could have gotten from a variety of sources, and then take a step back and reframe that initial reaction and recognize that so much of our own belief of our body really does come from how we can reframe. What a powerful message we'll have for ourselves, for our children, and for our clients. And this is how we change the world. This is the stuff that revolutions are made of. So whatever sort of deep-seated response you may have, I'm asking you to take a moment and change that if it was one of a negative self-image. so incredibly important, because our self-worth can be skin deep, and our self-worth can then transcend that. And so I hope this weekend you'll take a moment. All you need is a mirror, you need a private space, and you need a free moments to yourself to take on this assignment and help to reframe your self-image and self-worth.